Yes, friends. Now it's time to launch the modules we created with Spring Boot. Now, there are some things we need to do here, friends, in the main. First, we will write our packages here and our main Java inside. This is how I do it. com.mohammed. What was this? I name it out application. When you write it this way, right-click and select New Java class, type com.mohammed. And then finally write your class name, friends. The first two parts become the package name, and the last part brings your class name here. So, what are we going to do here? Here, you add the Spring Boot application annotation, friends. To launch a Spring Boot application, you just need to add this as a parameter to a main class in the root directory. This is enough for things like component scan, creating objects, starting them, and everything else necessary. After that, public static void main. You need to add it. After all, for a Java application to start, a static method needs to be triggered. What does Java do? Static methods, static variables, statics. When your application runs, it loads these directly into memory, allocating them in RAM so they can be addressed and made available for your use. That's why, since Java's entry point by definition is the main method, we'll start from here. So, what will it start? Of course, you'll start the out application class. So then, you say Spring application.run, friends. Here, by passing the out application class to run, you make sure this application starts up. If you do it like this and run it, it'll work right away, friends. But I don't want to leave it like this.
Why?
Because I have resources, friends. So, under this, I can configure the Spring application with application.yml. That's why you right-click here and select New File. Application.yml. Many of you might be using or seeing application.properties instead. But here, the most effective usage, friends, is application.yml. A lot of people don't choose this, maybe because they haven't used it or don't know about it. They go and write application.properties. Compared to application.properties, YAML is used much more effectively. It prevents complexity. Besides, nowadays, many configurations are set up using the YAML file approach. So, it's beneficial for you to get familiar with this. So, what am I going to do here now? Here, I'm going to set the server port, friends. By specifying server port here, I want to launch it on port 9090. So, I want my microservice to start up on port 9090. Look, there's nothing here. I mean, there are no details about my application here at all. I just right-click here and select Run, and my application starts up as a Spring Boot application on port 9090. As you can see, it started up without any problems or issues. Look, pay attention, we didn't do anything. So, all those plugins in Spring, that's what this is. There's no need for any of that. I mean, there's no need for complexity. The only thing we did was set up a structure for dependencies in Gradle. With the main build.gradle, I injected all my modules. Now look, I'm continuing. Our microservice started up nicely. As you can see, it's running here right now. It's still up. I haven't stopped or shut down anything. I'm continuing. Now let's do the same thing for the user microservice. Look, there's nothing in the build.gradle of the user microservice either. There's absolutely nothing. Guys, but what does it do? It can detect it. In other words, it can fetch its dependencies. com.mohammed. This is user. I'm calling it user application, guys. For this one as well, add Spring Boot application here in the same way. I'm adding it as Spring application.run user application.class. When I come to the resources section, I'm adding the application.yml file. I'm configuring it as server port 9091, guys. Now, my out microservice is up and running. I'm also running my user microservice. Look, it also started up on port 9091. Right now, both of my microservices are up. If there were 10 here, I'd get all 10 up and running too, guys. As long as your computer, processor, and RAM are sufficient, you can start up as many microservices as you want here, and you can even make them communicate with each other very easily. As you can see, from here you can stop both of them at the same time. And on a single screen, you can easily manage and view the entire project here, guys. As you can see, once you've set up the framework and the structure, starting up a microservice and getting it ready takes no time at all. In fact, the structure I'm teaching you will grow a bit more in the future as I add more dependencies to it. So basically, you'll end up with a structure that has your default dependencies, guys. From now on, you can use this in any project you want, however you like, and there's no extra cost. You can create a program or an application in a microservice architecture very quickly and easily. After coding once or twice, you'll get really used to this structure, guys. Now, from here on, let's slowly start coding the out and user microservices, friends. So let's write the out microservice and connect it to PostgreSQL, then write the user microservice and have it connect to MongoDB, and let's proceed like this.